Hey, what's up everybody? It's DaYDreaMz. Welcome back to the channel for another Clash of Kings video. So I haven't done a guide in a while, guys. So I figured I would go ahead and do this buff guide because a lot of people ask me every day, and I know this won't apply to a lot of you, especially you longtime viewers, but I get countless messages every single day asking me to do a guide on buffs. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So guys, a buff is anything that can give you a statistical improvement in the game. So let's start with the city buff. So attack bonus and defense bonus 20%. That gives you a 20% bonus on your attack and defense statistics. If you go down, this one right here is also very important. That's a 25% march boost. You're going to want those all three on when you're attacking. And then this is just a 50% gathering boost. It does help you gather resources faster, which is also important on your farms. Next up, we're going to go ahead and get into the science, which is a just very basic buffs. This is like the core of your castle and your statistics. So definitely want to get all your military stuff done. You can see recruitment makes you train faster, cartography makes you march faster. These are the attacks, these are the defenses, and these are the HPs. And then it just goes all the way down to 3. And then the rest of these are just like advanced sciences. You just want to get as many of them done as you can. Equipment makes your equipment stronger, which is what we'll get into next. Resources are just all the different resources making you gather faster. City development's important. So supply card is your troop load, how much you can bring home every time you attack something. Civil engineering is very important. That is your building speed. Medical facilities is important. That's your hospital capacity, which makes sure that you can keep a lot of wounded troops instead of them dying. And then herbology just makes you heal faster, which is also very important. Let's go and hop into the equipment, which is one that I really want to touch on. So guys, the equipment can give you 3 different types of buffs. It can give you attack, defense buffs, which of course are, important, but it can also give you development buffs like building speed and science, and it can give you support buffs like troop training speed, hospital capacity, healing speed, stuff like that. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. So you can have 2 sets of equipment. So right now I have on the legendary Asylum Ring, which has all of my attack and defense buffs. But if I wanted to build faster, as a second piece of equipment, I can have the level 30 Iron Ring. It's cheap to build and gives me 30% building speed plus 41% healing speed. So it's a 2-for-1 type of ring. Now, if you're a real savage and you want to heal even faster, like in Dragon campaigns, the Giant's Ring is the way to go. You're going to get 102% healing speed buff. Actually, 103% almost. So that one is very important as well. So you would just use your level, your Asylum Ring to attack and defend, and then when you're ready to heal, you can switch this ring on and then do your healing and then put it right back on. That's going to be very important for saving a lot of speed ups and gold. Another cheap, quick building one that I like to use is a really cheap one. It's a level 20 heavy greaves. It also has a double buff. It's double building buff. 22%, guys. You can't beat it, in my opinion, for like a good piece of secondary equipment because it's cheap to make. It's only a level 20 equipment and you get double buffs. So it's basically like having a level 40 or 43 piece of equipment for half the price if you're looking for a specific buff. So building speed and healing speed are the 2 biggest ones. But if you're trying to get your science up, there's a lot of them that do science research as well. So now we got the equipment out of the way. Let's go to the Dragonglass, which is very, very important, guys. Let's just stick to orange since that's what I have on this castle. Here on level 30 glass, you're going to want to get your archer attack up, especially. And then on your secondary one, if you can get archer or infantry, that'll work great as well. And if you want to see what all the highest stats you can get for your level glass, just click this little icon, the exclamation point icon, and it'll show you everything that you can get. Siege attack is also good. That's for when you're attacking your castle. But for events like Dragon campaign, you're going to want to get the archer attack and then maybe archer defense or infantry defense or infantry attack. Any of those will work just fine. So this next Dragonglass is one of the most important ones in the game, guys, especially for World Cup, and so many people forget it and do not show it the love that it needs to be shown. It's a level 15 glass, guys. Max rally troops. This makes your rally sizes bigger. So for orange glass, it can go up to 310,000. I know for gold, it can go up to 400,000, guys. So crucial, so important, especially if you're someone that does a lot of rallies for your team. You're going to want to have that glass on. Now, here's why buffs are so important, guys. You can change them in and out. So all you have to do is create a battle action, and you can switch it out. So with the level 15 glass, you equip it, you set your rally. Once your rally's set, it will stay at that setting, and then you switch back to your level 30 glass. Same applies to if you're holding a building in the Dragon campaign, or the throne, or anything. You put on your level 15 glass, say you go up to 3.5 million, or 2.5 million, I'm sorry. Say it gets full, you can then take it off. It'll go back down to 2 million, but the 2.5 million troops will stay inside. So then you can just switch to your level 25 or 30 glass. Now, you'll notice that the level 25 glass has the defense bonus as well as the attack bonus. So many people, including myself, believe that it is the better glass to use, but you will get slightly higher statistics on the level 30 glass. So especially for defense, when you're defending, it is better to switch to 25 glass. So make sure that you upgrade your archer attack on your level 25 glass as well. And then for your second buff, you can get any of the march size or defense on your infantry. But you will notice that you do get on the level 30 gold glass. Let me go to it. This is important for World Cup. You get a max march size of 23,000, okay? And you can see that you get lesser of a march size on the level 25 gold. So what you can do is you can set your march with the level 30 and then switch to a level 25. And on defense, you can just hold in level 25 because you'll already be in the building. So those are just a couple of the attack bonuses of the Dragonglass, but that it doesn't end there. Level 1 is just for gathering resources, not super important. Level 5 gets you your training speed. So make sure that you get the training. I would recommend getting training speed for archers, but regardless, a level 5 orange gives 12%, so always have it on when you're training troops. Level 10 is important, and it's especially important in Dragon Campaign World Cup and all Dragon campaigns. You want to get the healing speed, because then you can switch to your level 10 glass. You can put on any secondary equipment that you have, and you can heal a lot faster. So we'll be getting into the heroes a little bit later, and I'll show you how you can use all these buffs to increase all this stuff and make it. The key to this whole video, guys, is making this all work together, which we'll get into at the end of the video. So that's going to do it for the Dragonglass. Don't worry about the Conspiracy Dragonglass. It needs a rework because traps are absolutely useless. Let's go ahead and get into the next one, which is Grapheme Stone, guys. Now, I don't have very high Grapheme Stone on this castle, so bear with me here. But you can still get a lot done with the Grapheme Stone that you have. So I'm going to go with this because it's what I have, and it's the same for the World Cup. If you go here to Bloom, you can see you get 12% soldier training speed. So you can use it to get training speed. Then when you're done with that, you can then switch to Warpath or Quenching. You can see that Quenching gives a better, attack buff at 7% with 6% defense. But Warpath gives 6%, but it also gives the whole attack of the defending troops 6%, which the other one only gives it to. This one only gives it to infantry and cavalry. So you're going to get 2% more for all troops. So this one's better for, I guess it would be better for attacking, but I think this one's better all around because you're going to attack and defense out of it. So you could be a real savage and switch back and forth between the two, but I would say sticking with Warpath is like the easiest thing to do. But yeah, Dragon Word is just another way for you to get buffs, and make sure you switch in between. One of my favorites is the Hunt buff because it gives you both soldier training speed, so you can keep it on pretty much at all times when you're not fighting, and then it also gives you 100% rewards when attacking monsters, and it takes, basically makes your monster hitting go twice as fast because you only have to hit half as many monsters for 100% of the rewards. So it's basically equals out, but it just takes less time. So definitely better in my experience, and it gives you 10% more reward. So definitely better in my experience. So now let's go ahead and get into the dragons. The dragons can give you a number of different buffs. I know the red dragon gives minus troop attack on archers. So you can go to their talents, guys, and you can look at all of the different things that it does. Or it might give all troop attack -3%. You have to activate the skills though, which I will get into later. Activating skills on, you know, everything. But just take a look at the dragons, guys, because they do give a lot of different skills that you can take advantage of. And these are, I'm just showing you everything that has buffs and can make you stronger. So definitely go take a look at the dragons, and because, you know, it would be like 10 minutes to go through everything on there. Just go look at the dragons. You can see everything they can do. They can give you a lot of different buffs as well. The Sage Tower is basically just like your science. You analyze and you research everything. Recruitment gives you, like, you know, build like training speed and everything. Construction makes you build faster. Resources makes you gather faster. You can see Book of Battles makes your attack better, defense better, all of that stuff. And then the rest of this you can see is for T11 troops, which I won't even, you know, get into that because 99.9% of you do not purchase T6, just like I don't, so I would be speaking out of turn anyway. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hero skills in the hero. So guys, this is a very important one. This is where a majority of your, well, not a majority, but a large percentage of your attack, defense, and just buffs in general are going to come from. So you're going to want to have equipment on your hero, because then you'll get additional buffs, just like on your main avatar you get additional buffs. You're going to want to have that on your hero as well. Remember this, guys, how I was giving you the equipment tricks to switch from attack, defense, to healing, to building, to all these different ones, to science. You can do the same thing with the hero to get additional buffs. So you can put that same level 30 iron ring on your hero as well, and then you're going to get that additional building speed. So definitely do that. And the same with the skills. You're going to want to do your skill sets just like you would with your main hero. So for combat, you're going to do it in combat. If you're trying to build or do science, you're going to do it in development. If you're trying to train troops, have faster healing speed, hospital capacity, all that stuff. But mainly it's for training troops and support here. You can see hospital capacity, speeds up soldier healing time, reduces the cost of resources. So if you have to heal a lot of troops, it's good to switch to support on both this hero and your main hero and do all of that. And then of course you have the well, we'll get into the skills, but you can see the exclusive skills. They give you resource buffs and attack buffs and just all sorts of different buffs as well. So you're going to want to learn how to use those as well. So let me go ahead, and since I did forget to do it earlier, this one is very important. These are your skill points, guys, and you set them up how you want the buffs to go onto your statistics and everything. So for combat, I always do infantry, HP, and archer. Whatever I have left over, I put into infantry, defense. Whatever I have left over after that, I just toss into cavalry. That's just the way the meta is right now. Archers, then infantry, and then cavalry are okay. Maybe on defense you can throw in some, but really you should just be using infantry and archer. They're the best ones. Specifically the sword infantry, not the pikemen, the sword infantry like T10 and T7. And then the short bow archer like T10 and T8. So let's go ahead and go into development. That's for building speed like that. And for science research speed up like that. You can get a lot of building speed especially, which is very important. You should be switching to development and your hero to development anytime that you're going to be doing a major upgrade. I would say especially bigger castle levels, bigger walls, bigger troop halls. You're definitely going to do that. Support is going to be mainly for research, soldier training speed. So that way you can train your troops faster. That's the main reason you're going to use it. Maybe if you have to heal a lot, it will speed up the healing speed and the resource consumption of everything. But mainly it's going to be used for soldier training speed. You can also get fast monster speed out of that. If it's a monster event, I'd love to put my skills into develop, because you can go ahead and hit monsters very, very, very fast. They just move lightning speed. Especially if you're a bigger castle, you can just use all cavalry and it'll kill level 30 monsters. And then you can just use cavalry, and it is super fast, guys. You could burn through stamina very, very quickly doing that. So next up, we're going to go ahead and do the active skills. So similar, you go to this, and like here's your lord skills. This one here gives you 10% max march. This is the skill hit everyone talks about that you can get once your lord level reaches level 38. Makes it to where all troops in your hospital capacity are wounded when you attack a castle. These are your dragon skills. Remember I was telling you about the dragon skills? So you can see this one gives archer HP. You can see all troops defense 4%. You want to use these strategically. Like if you're defending a building, or you're in a throne war, you're in a dragon campaign, you're in a kingdom versus kingdom, that's when you want to pop these suckers out and use them. Especially on like a really, you know, important attack. And then your hero skills like this one here. This is on Selma, and it makes your pikemen, the T9 pikemen or halberdier or the T8 pikemen, makes them a lot stronger and give higher damage. And it tells you how long they last and everything, and there's a 8-hour cooldown. There's a cooldown on all of these active skills. Next we'll go into the king's buffs, guys. If you're fortunate enough to be in a good alliance, which you should be. If you're not fighting for the throne, guys, you're really wasting your time in this game. If you're in a kingdom where you're never going to win a throne, I recommend just going to a new kingdom and starting over. It's going to be no fun to me, unless you're like really having fun attacking people and you're out, you know, you're able to, as long as you're not getting blown out, then you're okay. But if you're just getting blown out and you have no chance and there's a 2 billion power enemy in your kingdom that does not like you and will not work with you, just go to a new kingdom in my opinion. But the official positions give buffs. You can see here 15%, 15%, 10% attack, defense, and march size. The king buff is very strong. Guard and knight are both the attack ones. Prime Minister is definitely your development and support one. You can see 5% all around. Blacksmith you can pass around between your members, 10% building buff. Same with Judge, it gives you the 5% soldier training speed. The rest of them really don't give anything too notable. The Scholars 10% research speed, that's a pretty good buff you can pass around. But the Queen and the Financial Officer don't really give much. I think they need a rework because those two buffs really, I mean, no one really needs 10% upkeep. I mean, it's really very rarely going to help you. I mean, especially once you get like to bigger castle levels, you eat food so fast that it's not like you're ever going to, 10% is never going to help you. Maybe if it was like 100% and then you didn't eat no food, that might be a cool buff. But besides that, yeah, it's not cool at all. In the Queen one, it's resource protection and production. That's inside your castle. That's not gathering speed. A lot of people get this messed up, guys. A lot of people think the Queen buff gives you 15% gathering speed. It does not. It gives you 15% to these buildings inside your castle, and that's all it does. So it's really not that good of a buff. Okay, so next one I'm going to talk about is the event buffs, such as the Dragon Campaign, Kingdom vs. Kingdom, and all of that. Specifically in Dragon Campaign, if you take the Tower of Blessings, they give you attack and defense buffs. In the traditional Dragon Campaign, I believe it's 10% attack, 10% defense. So they are a very important building to take. In my opinion, the most important building in the Dragon Campaign, especially in the World Cup, because everything's doubled. And basically, if you lose those two buildings, it'll be very difficult to take anything else. So next we're going to talk about the Prince, the Princess, and Agatha. That's right here. They give you buffs. These ones aren't as important to me because you can't switch them around and everything, but they are there. So you can see Agatha is very expensive, but healing speed, cavalry HP, and increased hospital wounded capacity. But you definitely want to get your Prince upgraded. He's got a lot of good buffs for attack and defense. The Princess is more for development, but that 11% training speed support is very, very crucial. Try to get that if you can. You always want to train troops faster, guys. Okay, next we're going to get into Civilization. So that is the newest one. And if you look into it, you can see XP for hitting monsters, reduce enemy siege attack. And then the most important one is the archer attack. But you got the defense bonus. Each one has different Civilization buffs. And each dragon is different, and each hero is different. I know that the Viking dragon is very, very strong. The Yamato have the strong archer attack, and then the Dragonborn have very good defense. So you can click and look at each of their things and see basically what they have to offer you. The last one, and my least favorite buff, are the buffs that you can only get into the packs. So everything that I've shown you here today you can get by being a free-to-play player, but there are occasionally buffs that come in packs, such as, I'll see if there are any available right now. I didn't check before I started making the video, but sometimes they sell like 30% attack and defense buffs, especially during Dragon campaign time and Kingdom vs. Kingdom time, which I'm not a big fan of. I think it kind of hurts the fair play sport of it all. But they are available to purchase, and hopefully, you know, they will eventually stop doing it. But I just wanted to include that because that is a way that you can, you know, increase your buffs. It's an unfortunate way, but it is a way that you can increase your buffs. So guys, I basically went over everything in the buffs, but what I want to talk to you about now is using them and synchronizing them together to get the maximum effect. So I'm going to use a couple different examples right now. So one example I'm going to use, say I'm prestiging my castle and I want to get a building buff. What you'll do is I'll switch my equipment from my attack buff equipment, and then I'll throw on like my building speed equipment. So let's pretend this is like the level 30 iron ring. I would throw that on there, and then I would put my heavy grease pants on. So that's all the building buffs. And then I could throw on, well, the Shoes of Honor already have 23% building buff, so I would keep that on. I think there's a jacket, a pair of armor that has building speed buff. You would put that on, and then you would do the same thing on your hero if you are fortunate enough to have extra equipment on these. Remember, they don't have to be the highest level. They don't have to be golden. You could just do like blue or purple equipment as your secondary. Then you're going to put it on your hero as well. Once you got your equipment done, you're going to switch your skills into development. You're going to do the same thing on your hero. So you're going to go to his skills, put the talents on development. That is for building speed buff. And then if you are winning the throne, you would ask your king to give you the blacksmith buff, an extra 10%. And then you will go to your hero position, put it on the construction officer. And you can see right there's 26%, and that's just with the equipment that he has on. If I really did it up, I could have upwards of like 100% building speed buff, which I already did a video about, guys. If you want to search it, I'll try to link it below. Then I would go to upgrade, because then I would have all of my buffs activated to do it. So stuff like that is very important. Another thing that you can do, oh, I forgot my grapheme stone, by the way. Forgot my grapheme stone. I'm pretty sure that I can get building speed buff with grapheme stone. Let's go check. Let's check third order. Maybe not. You might not be able to. See, guys, I don't know everything, but I'm guessing that they probably do have something for it. Let's check cold steel. These appear to be all prosperous era. Yeah, I knew that you could. I just didn't know which one because I've never done it. I haven't upgraded my castle in a long time. Ever since I got to Prestige 5, there hasn't been anything I've been upgrading because I know I can't get to Prestige 6, so I just forgot all about it. But yeah, right there is one. You can get building speed buffs. So make sure you have anything that will give you building speed buffs on, guys, and then upgrade your building. And then once your building's upgrading, the buff activates, and then you can switch to something else. You can go right back into attack or whatever. You don't have to keep it on the whole time. A lot of people get that confused. You do not have to keep it on the whole time, guys. And let me show you another thing that you could do. So let's say you're in a battle, you're in Dragon campaign. Of course, you're going to switch in and out 15, 30, 25. But you can have, say, this on for when you're attacking. Now let's say you're about to get attacked, and you're in the crystal mine. It's getting to the end of the battle, and you don't want to lose. You could switch up to your level 15, 25 glass. You can put on your, you can switch your dragon word from an offensive dragon word, such as quenching, to a defensive dragon word like Warpath. I would obviously have level 5 ready. So you can do that. You can do your lord skills, dragon skills, anything you can do to switch into defense. And basically just switch anything you can to get a higher defense capabilities than offensive capabilities. So that's just a couple ways that you can like synchronize your buffs to give you the best possible outcome. So one other thing that I actually took my time to write a list this time, guys, so that way I didn't forget stuff, but the VIP and SVIP store also give you buffs. You can go and read through them, but you can see here attack and defense buffs for troops, you know, faster queue time, sorry, marching troop upper limit, increased troop health, all that stuff's very important. So you definitely want to check that out, because the SVIP can give you a lot of buffs. And then if you're really high, up to SVIP 10, you can go to the SVIP store and get even more buffs. So you can get more buffs that way as well. And there's probably a couple other things that I'm forgetting, guys, but these are like a majority of the things that you can do to increase your statistics in the game. These are most of the buffs. Now, guys, if I am forgetting anything, make sure you guys roast me in the comments down below, because I shouldn't forget anything. Might have forgot a few things here and there, but that's just the way it is, guys. I ain't got time to double check everything. I just write this stuff down and make a video. So thank you guys so much for understanding. Thank you so much for watching. You already know it. Team Merc, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button before you guys get out of here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll be doing a World Cup live stream. I think it'll be Thursday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So thank you guys so much for all the support. We're so close to 23,000 subscribers, which is so lit. I cannot believe that we've made it this far. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.